How could we share our treasured memories with future generations? We'll be talking about that in this episode of the Hungarian Living Podcast. Well, hello! Welcome to the Hungarian Living Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Seboy-Voss. Our goal is to discover, celebrate, and share Hungarian heritage and encourage you to do it too. We'll touch on food, travel, history, music, language, genealogy, and share stories from our guests. We're glad you're here. This is a podcast where we'll explore Hungarian heritage in a variety of ways. We'll introduce you to some fun people and organizations who love their Hungarian heritage and share some great resources with you so you can get connected to your Hungarian heritage in a deeper way. So whether you know a little or a lot about being Hungarian, this is the place to be. Hi, it's Liz, and today we are talking about our upcoming storytelling workshop, Recording Family Memories for the Next Generation. You have the memories all sitting in your mind. Sometimes you speak them aloud, and sometimes you don't. But whether you want to believe it or not, there will come a day when you will be unable to speak your family stories. So let's preserve the most important ones so they are available to family members for generations. This is the goal of the storytelling workshop. Do you ever wish you could find out more about the elder members of your family, but anyone who knew them is already gone? It's a big challenge. I hear about it all the time. In fact, I think about it myself. You may not be able to solve your curiosity, but you can gather the stories you know about your family and get them recorded so other generations can look to your words for wisdom and insight into their family members. I have a theory that in every generation there is or will be at least one person who is excited about genealogy and family history. Who is that person in your family? To start, you might wonder what I mean by family. When I think about family in terms of this project, I think of a wider group of people than just one's parents or children or siblings. I think of grandparents, cousins, aunts and uncles. So starting with at least your grandparents, who all is in your family line? Do you remember any special aunts or uncles who passed away long before the youngest generation was born? Have you written anything down about them? Have you shared any stories about them? Do you know anyone else who knew them? This is especially important if you are the oldest member of your family. The oldest living sibling, or person in a generation, is the person who has the most information. If you are an only child, but you have cousins, you might know information about your grandparents, your cousins, and their parents that other members of the family don't know. Are you willing to take the time to help family members gain a little insight about the person behind the name and date on a genealogy chart? I hope so. So join us for this 2-day workshop where you will work on the important stories that you want to share. Don't let your important family memories disappear when you leave this earth. You have all the stories, but they don't seem to make their way to paper. So this workshop will get you thinking about the important stories and how to share them and the technique that suits you best for sharing. You'll zero in on a few stories and get them recorded. We'll also share tips, encouragement, and it'll be fun. And we'll be ready to start sharing the stories. So, if you're tired of seeing a bunch of names and dates when you do genealogy, this workshop will get things started as you share your family story in small snippets that will add up to be an invaluable resource for all the generations as they learn about their family line. How do we preserve important family stories for future generations? We record them on pen and paper, on our phones, via video. There are several ways to do it. You will discover which feels most comfortable to you and get to work. We'll decide on our top stories we want to share and gain confidence in sharing our stories, as well as plan how to do it. This online workshop will meet on 2 Saturdays, Saturday, April 13th and Saturday, April 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to adjust for your time zone. And all the details are in the show notes, but you can visit thehungarianstore.com and look under the online classes area. Just be sure to look for Storytelling Workshop, Recording Family Memories for the Next Generation. And we hope to see you there. Have a great week. Do you want to learn the Hungarian language, Hungarian history, or learn how to research the Hungarian side of your family? We've got you covered. Check out all our learning opportunities, as well as meaningful books and gifts at thehungarianstore.com. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of the Hungarian Living Podcast, please share it with someone you know who loves their Hungarian heritage. If you own a business and would like to talk about sponsoring an episode of the podcast, please contact us at podcast@hungarianliving.com for more information. Special thanks to Stephen Chichek and the Animal Cannibals for the show music. Check out our show notes for links to resources mentioned in this episode. If you have a question or comment, we'd love to hear from you. We'll catch you next time.